You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. Ash Wednesday kicked off in the Hazleton area as members of Holy Rosary lined up to receive their ashes. WYLN's Mackenzie Ocker has more.
Now that you indulged in your favorite savory and sweet foods, it's time to put those aside for the season of Lent. The day after Donut Day comes Ash Wednesday, where those who partake in the Lent season receive ashes. Ash Wednesday leads into the season of Lent. It is a preparation of penance and penitential nature. It is a good way to become closer to God, as some Catholics have fallen away from Him. During this time, Pope Francis has also called Catholics all over the world to fast and pray for peace for those who live in Ukraine. God is used as an example during Lent. He spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert being guided by the Holy Spirit as He separated Himself from everything else and to prepare His public ministry and proclaim the gospel. Many people came to Holy Rosary in Hazleton to receive their ashes. Traditionally, ashes are placed on the forehead, but due to the ongoing pandemic, they are sprinkled at the top of the head, which is a common custom in Europe. There are other ways of distributing ashes, such as using a cotton swab or Q-tip to avoid dialogue and physical contact. Easter falls on April 17th this year. Even though it seems so far away, it will be here before you know it. Reporting from Holy Rosary for WYLN News, I'm Mackenzie Ocker.
President Joe Biden gave his first State of the Union address on Tuesday night. The president asked that all members of Congress on both sides of the aisle unite and stand in solidarity for the people of Ukraine. He talked about the United States' role in helping the Ukrainian military and crippling the Russian economy by the use of sanctions. Biden also addressed inflation in the United States, which is at a 40-year high. He outlined plans to reinvest in American manufacturing and speeding up supply chains. During his speech, he told struggling Americans that his priority is getting prices under control, lowering health care costs, and making education more affordable. He addressed the pandemic by stating that COVID-19 need not control our lives. He outlined plans to continue to combat the virus by offering another round of free tests from the government and launching a Test to Treat initiative, which would provide free antiviral pills for people who test positive for the virus. Security at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton alerted police about a patient who was found to be in possession of suspected illegal drugs. 33-year-old Samantha Petrolsky was admitted to the emergency department back on December 17th. Police were called to the hospital after suspected heroin and fentanyl were discovered. She was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. She was arraigned and released on her own recognizance back on February 14th. A wanted woman was taken into custody when she was found hiding in the attic of a home in Black Creek Township. State police stopped at the residence at 226 Main Street, believed to be occupied by 37-year-old Heather Moomey, who had an active warrant from the Luzerne County Sheriff's Office. They searched the home back on February 23rd and found her hiding in the attic. She was arrested and charged with flight to avoid apprehension. Authorities in Luzerne County have released images of a suspect involved in an attempted bank robbery. According to Hanover Township Police, the man entered the M&T Bank on the San Sui Parkway around 11 Monday morning. He allegedly demanded money from the teller and indicated that he had a weapon. He left the bank before the teller could open the drawer and fled on foot toward the crossroads in Oxford Street. Anyone with information on his identity is asked to call Hanover Township Police at 570-825-1254. A Wilkes-Barre man is facing charges for allegedly trying to solicit sex from a minor. Authorities say 27-year-old Tashawn Muldrow began speaking with a 15-year-old boy back on February 3rd, who turned out to be an undercover police detective. He arranged to meet with the boy in Honesdale February 28th, where he was taken into custody. He was charged with criminal attempt to commit statutory sexual assault, unlawful contact with minors, corruption of minors, and criminal use of a communication facility. He was arraigned and taken to prison for lack of $100,000 bail. The state Supreme Court ruled Tuesday that Pennsylvania's mail-in voting law will remain in place for the time being. Commonwealth Court Senior Judge Mary Hannon Levitt ordered that the current voting law would expire in 2 weeks, but the Supreme Court overturned that decision yesterday. Levitt ruled in January that the no-excuse mail-in voting is prohibited under the state constitution, but the Wolf administration asked the Supreme Court last week to keep the law intact while the justices make their final decision. The administration argued that stopping mail-in voting before the May primary would cause voter confusion and disenfranchisement. March is National Problem Gambling Awareness Month, and our Julie Stefanovich has information and important numbers that people can call to get help.
Addiction affects people in many forms, whether it be drugs, alcohol, or gambling. This year marks the 18th anniversary of National Problem Gambling Awareness Month. The Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs, the PA Lottery, and the Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board have teamed up to raise awareness. They start by saying that it's important to look out for signs of problem gambling.
Even through legal avenues, becomes a problem when individuals begin to develop strained relationships with loved ones, they borrow money to gamble, or they gamble to experience a high or that special feeling, or maybe they're missing work, school, or other activities and obligations in order to gamble.
Gambling addiction can have serious repercussions on a person's physical, mental, and financial health and well-being. The organizations want people to know that there are treatments and resources out there to help overcome addiction.
The department, along with the Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board, helps support the Pennsylvania Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. Access to gambling may be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but so is this helpline.
Individuals with gambling disorders often participate in sports betting, frequent visits to the casinos, and even playing the lottery. That's why the PA Lottery works to ensure that it has responsible gaming measures in place and access to help.
Players have the option to set limits, take cool-off periods, or self-exclude for 1 or 5 years. Before allowing and setting up online accounts for players, the Pennsylvania Lottery performs electronic verification to verify the identity and ages of all players. We also urge parents to avoid leaving their computers or mobile devices unattended while logging into their accounts. This will help us prevent children from playing the Pennsylvania Lottery.
It is estimated that over 2% of the population will develop a gambling disorder at some point in their lives. The Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board has worked for nearly 2 decades to combat problem gambling.
Since its inception, the Gaming Control Board has recognized the importance of gambling addiction, education, outreach, and prevention. To date, our agency has accepted 8,000 requests for self-exclusion from legalized gaming venues in Pennsylvania. Furthermore, each casino, sports wagering, fantasy contest, and iGaming operator is required to offer information on problem gambling resources and responsible gambling tools.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, you can take the first step and call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ddap.pa.gov. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
The process of Wyln studio and offices moving to our new location continues, and tonight we're giving you a sneak peek inside our soon-to-be new home. Now there's still plenty to be done once we get inside there, so just be patient, don't mind the boxes or the wires. In case you haven't heard, we're leaving our location on 10th Street in Hazleton to call a spot on State Route 940 in Ebervale in Hazel Township our new home. You may recognize the location. It was once home to Zola's Lamp Post restaurant. Wyln will be joining several other businesses there as our new neighbors. The move also means upgrading equipment, and that's why we will be temporarily off the air for a short time until everything is in its new place. And we will have more on our move as we go along, so stay tuned. Coming up on Wyln News, what else is going to cost more due to the situation in Ukraine? This one may surprise you. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Liz. I'm 5 years old, and it's gonna rain out.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
Luzerne County Community College has decided to lift its mask mandate for students, staff, and visitors at the main campus and all college centers. LCCC will still follow CDC guidelines, public health guidance, and change the response if needed. The decision was made as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention changed mask rules and COVID-19 metrics this past Friday. With the new update, Luzerne County is now a medium COVID-19 transmission rate, and there is no need to wear a mask indoors unless you are at a high risk for COVID-19. The college wants to still let everyone know if they've been exposed to COVID-19 or are experiencing symptoms to not attend work or school at the campus and seek medical care. Even though masking mandates have been lifted, a free COVID-19 testing site in Luzerne County will still function and be open to the public. The testing site is located at the Luzerne County Fairgrounds, 2605 State Route 118 in Dallas, and will be open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. today through Friday, and then on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Operating the testing site is the Wolf administration, along with AMI Healthcare. Although there is no appointment needed when arriving at the testing site, it's on a first-come, first-served basis, as 450 people can be tested per day. Those who go to the testing site are encouraged to bring a form of identification, but it's not required to be tested, with registration still taking place on site. Costs are on the rise everywhere, and now small breweries may have to increase prices due to the Russian invasion in Ukraine. The country is a top producer of barley, which is a main ingredient in beer. Though it may only minimally affect large beer manufacturers, smaller companies could raise prices from 50 cents to $1 a pint. Major League Baseball canceling opening day over an ongoing labor dispute. Commissioner Bob Manfred announced Tuesday regular season games will also be taken away for the first time in 27 years. Lockout talks were the main reason, with Major League Baseball Player Association and the MLB failing to come to an agreement before the deadline. After 13 hours of negotiation sessions on Monday and on the 9th straight day of this ongoing dispute, an offer was made on Tuesday, but the players rejected it. As a result, Major League Baseball threatened to cancel opening day that was set to take place March 31st. The commissioner made his statement on Tuesday about the unfortunate news, as many baseball fans won't have an opening day to look forward to. Coming up on McAdoo's News Choice, chiropractic care with Dr. Gavio from Lehigh Valley Health Network. Plus, we're leading the way with Pat Ward, Part 3. Stay with us.
It can happen over time or in a snap. If joint or muscle pain has taken you out of the game, we can identify the root cause of your problem and develop a sport-specific treatment plan to get you moving again. Over 400 medical experts strong, the region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
If you want a great job, come to the Poconos.
Check it out. The Poconos has great jobs available right now.
And for many positions, you don't need prior experience. How cool is that?
You can do hotel registration, cashier, dining service, or even a lifeguard.
You can make a career for yourself in the hospitality industry here in the Poconos.
Jobs are available now. Go to PoconoMountains.com/jobs.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall, Hazleton. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and desserts. Homemade soups, sandwiches, entrees, and there's a kids menu. Lunch and dinner specials daily. John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Visit Clearfield County and enjoy the many flavors offered throughout their Lumberjack Tasting Trail. That includes a variety of breweries, distilleries, and wineries.
Sponsored by visitclearfieldcounty.org.
That's visitclearfieldcounty.org.
Visit all 16 locations and enjoy free tasting or purchase their Lumberjack special.
Don't forget to get your passport stamped at each location and earn your free t-shirt or hat for completing this wicked awesome trail.
Go to visitclearfieldcounty.org for more information.
That's visitclearfieldcounty.org.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and today is Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. Today we are on location at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center with chiropractor Dr. Dan Gavio. First of all, how are you doing, Doctor?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Now, today, Dr. Gavio is going to be talking with us a little bit about chiropractic care when it comes to those who are constantly in the gym, lifting, working out, whatever their preference may be. So, Doctor, I guess we could start off with some of the things that people can expect when they lift, and in terms of not injuries per se, but maybe some soreness or maybe some needed adjustments that should be appointment worthy.
Yeah. So people who are avid do avid workouts and train a lot, they usually get some overuse injuries, some adhesions on their soft tissue and their fascial tissue, their muscles. So in our office, we do a lot of soft tissue work. We do some active release and stretch therapy, myofascial work. So basically, we break up those adhesions, which makes the joints move better.
Now, when it comes to lifting, what are some of the steps beforehand that people should take in order to avoid said soreness or injuries?
Warm up, diet, stuff like that.
What's some advice that you could give to people that are constantly going to be in the gym to make sure that they can continue to do said lifting competitions in their future, as you have since you said earlier that you were in those competitions since 18 years old?
Moderation. I mean, rest is just as important as training, especially at this age, anyone over 40. Hydration, keep hydrated and make sure your diet's right. Like I said, just make sure they're warmed up and, make sure you're ready for it.
Now, how should people get in contact with you in your office for chiropractic care?
So we're different because we take care of me and Dr. Abbasi, we take care of soft tissue. We take care of chronic injuries, which, weightlifting is a chronic thing, running, anything like that. And we're really into fascial tissue and muscle. And see, if you get adjusted without taking care of the soft tissue, by the time you leave the office and walk to your car, because due to your posture, your gait, something like that, you're just going to be fixed again in the same motion. You need to be adjusted again. So we try and take care of the soft tissue. So when you do get an adjustment, number one, it's easier. Number two, it lasts. You know what I mean? So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for squeezing us in today to do this quick interview and give your personal tips on chiropractic care and those who are in the gym constantly.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And thank you, everybody watching out there. That's it for this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
We're still coming to Jimmy's. We are too!
Hi everybody, stay tuned this week for Let's Talk Chiropractic. Dr. Alex and I are going to talk about the details of car accidents. You do not need to be referred to us as a chiropractor to be checked, and if you need an attorney, full tort, all that kind of stuff, so stay tuned.
How you doing, everybody? This is Ricardo Santos from J Zapata. Woo, woo. You remember this old monster? Well, we're moving into a building. It's a big restaurant. Come and check us out. This is what we had on our menu. Regular burrito. We have the taco americano. Let's go with the Mexicans. They don't have a sombrero, but there you go. Corn tortilla, gluten-free. This is the birria tacos, enchiladas, nachos, flan, 3 leches. That is right. Come at 620 Hillside Drive, grand opening of J Zapata Mexican Restaurant. Whoop, whoop.
WILN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. And Pat Ward is leading the way again into part 3 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Pat Ward from the United Way. Pat, for those who may not know, can you explain the role you play as president and CEO of the United Way of Greater Hazleton?
Well, there's a lot to it, and I'm happy to say that we have a great staff that supports me. We have a great board that supports what we do, so it's not as hard as one would think, but it's very challenging. My principal job, I guess you can say, is to raise money so we can support the 20 agencies in our United Way and also the programs that the United Way itself sponsors in the community. So I'm the face of the United Way, the voice, if you will, in the community, but I also have to relate to our member agencies. I relate to the clients of some of the member agencies, the community at large. I relate to people in the business and industry that are our United Way supporters, and the list, there's other assigned duties, as they say. So it's really a little bit of everything, and that includes occasionally getting a truck and doing the actual pickup and delivery of the food for the holiday meals, myself with a helper. So it's a wide-ranging area of responsibility, Tracy.
Okay. It's certainly important to have a good team behind you, working with you.
I have the best team in the world. We have a very small staff. If I can mention them for a second, Mary Jane Ricco is our agency relations director. Cheryl DiSabella is our marketing public relations person, and Donna Jean Yanuzzi handles our finances. So we're a very small staff. There's a lot of work to be done. We all cross boundaries, and nobody ever says that's not my job in our shop.
Right. Good. How many local organizations benefit from the United Way, and where does the funding come from?
Well, the funding comes from our annual campaign, which has been an increasing challenge over the past couple of years, especially now in the COVID world that we live in. There are 20 agencies that are members of our United Way, and that's a wide range of health and human services that we touch 2.5 people out of every 10 in our community right now.
Check back tomorrow night as Pat Ward continues leading the way into part 4 of this week's segment. Good night.
That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.